There are two advantages of my stay at home. First, that I am away from the cruel clutches of coronavirus. And second, that I am trying to perform something positive and constructive job for my energetic youth. Today, I would like to communicate Geoffrey Chaucer, the classical poetry. I'm trying to communicate in English. So today my lecture is Geoffrey Chaucer as the father of English literature. This is one of the most important question. If you try to go back, if you try to go back the papers, you will find this question has been repeated many times. So I have uh, chose, I have chosen out of this thing particularly. Now let us analyze Geoffrey Chaucer as a father of English literature. Geoffrey Chaucer lived at a time when the seed of the Renaissance germinating in Italy. It's quite clear. If you try to analyze the piece of literature of that time, the Renaissance, the revival of learning was coming from, that of Italy, and it tried to spread all over the world. So, his Italian taste gave him the new outlook, in spite of his sympathy for the downtrodden and the poverty stricken. Chaucer wrote for the court nobility and cultivated classes. So, in this context, it's quite clear. If you try to analyze that of Geoffrey Chaucer, he tried to communicate for the court, nobility, and the cultivated classes. But it doesn't mean that he hate the peasant, the lower class, and things like that. So Chaucer was a man of humanity. He tried to communicate in his piece of literature something sympathy, tolerance, and whatnot. If you try to analyze that of the other writer, other poet as well, they don't try. You can't see out of this kind of thing, but you can see that of this thing in Geoffrey Chaucer. Is that clear? Now, the thing is, this suffering and pathetic growing of the downtrodden were a matter of utmost indifference. So that was the matter of indifference. In the 14th century, aristocratic people had food in abundance, but the poor were dying of black death and things like that. So there is one of the most uh, cruel things which was happening. On the one hand, the high official, the rich men enjoying luxury of life, they were sitting in their ivory tower to enjoy the intoxicated luxury, whereas on the other hand, the peasant, the poor class, is suffering from black death or from that of a different kind of disease and things like that. So there was a hell of difference between that of the two. And on top of that, this is also very important that during the 14th century, aristocratic people had food in abundance. Again, I'm of the opinion, but the poor were dying of black death. In consequence, Indignation or hatred against aristocracy was spreading like wildfire among the masses, but it proved of no avail. Uh, Actually, what happened is that Geoffrey Chaucer write only for the nobility, for the court and the cultivated classes. But it doesn't mean that he hate that of the lower class. So, in consequence, indignation against aristocracy was spreading like wildfire among the masses, but it proved of no avail. The appeals of the poor fell flat on the deaf ears of the nobility. Even he, even in those hard time or difficult time or crucial time, Chaucer did not champion the cause of the poor. He lulled the courtier by his poetry. The aim of Chaucer in the Canterbury Tale was to represent the community of English society. He represented the wide and variegated 14th century life in the Canterbury Tale. But Chaucer, in spite of his broad outlook and humanity, did not touch the burning problem of the 14th century life in the Canterbury Tale. The burning problem of the 14th century, the plague, the peasant uprising, Chaucer did not mix with the common people. He kept himself aloof from the mob. In spite of his aloofness from the poor, Chaucer was not Chaucer was not completely devoid of sympathy for the common crawling people. So now it is quite clear. No doubt, the critics are of the opinion that Chaucer had nothing to do with the poor. Chaucer has nothing to do with the downtrodden, that of the poverty stricken. But Chaucer never tried to hate like that of Jonathan Swift, like Pope, and things like that. So he has great sympathy for the people. In this context, I would like to tell you in a passage from the Parson Tale, he became a spokesman, a voice of the masses, the milk of humanity, human kindness uh, plays a significant role. And on top of that, he doesn't try to communicate any kind of hatred with that of these people.